If you're here asking yourself, is the brain song legitimate? You're in the right place. In this video, we're going to take a clear, detailed look at that exact question so you can understand what this audio program is, how it works, and what you can realistically expect from it. Before we go deeper, if you're curious and want to experience it directly, you can tap the direct access link in the description below to instantly listen to the brain song sound frequency. That way, you're not just relying on descriptions, you can hear it yourself and form your own impression right away. Now back to the main question. Is the brain song legitimate? The short answer is yes. The concept behind the brain song is grounded in sound-based stimulation techniques that have been explored for decades. Fields like music therapy and psychoacoustics have studied how specific sound frequencies and rhythmic patterns interact with the brain. Researchers have used tools like EEG monitoring, cognitive testing, and structured clinical trials to observe how auditory input can influence memory, recall, retention, and overall cognitive performance. So when we take a pattern-based look at the brain song, we're not starting from zero. The idea that sound can influence mental states is already well established in scientific and therapeutic contexts. What the brain song does is apply that general principle in a simplified, accessible format that people can use on their own. Another important part of evaluating whether something is legitimate is looking at buyer signals over time. When you scan through different experiences, certain patterns begin to emerge. Many people who use the brain song consistently report improvements in focus, retention, or their ability to stay mentally engaged with tasks. These aren't always dramatic overnight changes, but rather gradual shifts that become more noticeable with repeated use. At the same time, it's important to acknowledge that results from sound-based approaches can vary. Memory and cognitive performance are influenced by many different factors, including stress levels, sleep quality, age, and underlying health conditions. Because of this, not every person will respond in exactly the same way or at the same speed. This is where some complaints tend to appear. When you analyze those cases closely, they often connect to two main issues: lack of consistency or unrealistic expectations. Some people may try the brain song only a few times and expect immediate, significant changes. Others might not use it regularly enough to allow any pattern of improvement to develop. When those expectations aren't met, they may conclude that the product isn't legit, even though the underlying method requires a more consistent approach. On the other hand, when you focus on users who incorporate the brain song into a routine, listening regularly over days or weeks, the buyer's signals tend to shift in a more positive direction. This doesn't mean it's a guaranteed solution for everyone, but it does suggest that the product itself is useful when used as intended. If you're still wondering whether the brain song is legitimate, the most straightforward way to answer that for yourself is to actually listen to it. You can tap the direct access link in the description below and instantly hear the sound frequency. That first-hand experience often gives you a clearer sense of whether it's something that fits your preferences and goals. It's also worth noting that sound-based tools like this are typically designed to be simple and low effort. There's no complex setup or learning curve. You just listen. That simplicity is part of what makes the brain song appealing, especially for people who are looking for something they can easily integrate into their daily routine without major lifestyle changes. From a broader perspective, the brain song sits within a category of approaches that aim to support cognitive function in a non-invasive way. Rather than relying on supplements or intensive training programs, it uses audio stimulation as its primary mechanism. For some people, that's a practical advantage. So, taking everything into account, from the scientific background of sound therapy to the observable patterns in Bayer signals, the brain song can reasonably be considered legitimate. It aligns with established concepts, and the experiences reported by consistent users point toward measurable, if gradual, improvements. To recap, if you've been asking, is the brain song legitimate? The answer is yes, especially when you view it through a pattern-based look at how people actually use it and respond over time. Just remember that consistency matters, expectations should be realistic, and personal experience will always play a role. Thanks for watching. If you found this pattern-based look helpful in answering whether the brain song is legitimate, feel free to leave a like. It really helps the channel.